All right, we're going to get a little collective message. We're going to talk about a few different things here. We're going to start with fungi. There's many positive and negatives when it comes to fungi. We are also going to talk about candida and overgrowth, the sugar yeast connection. It's very interesting if you stick around. So I'm just going to start. Neither plants nor animals, fungi are the most underappreciated kingdom in the natural world. During a billion years of evolution, I lost my spot. So, during that billion years of evolution, which no one probably remembers, they've become masters of survival, and yet fungi have also been integral to the development of life on Earth. In fact, neither land plants nor terrestrial animals would be here without them. Fungi produce molecules that humans still cannot reproduce in a lab, and we're only beginning to scratch the surface of what we can learn from them, which is very important. Fungi were some of the first complex life forms on the land, mining rocks for mineral nourishment, slowly turning them into what would become soil. In the late Ordovician era, they formed a symbiotic relationship. This is important. The symbiotic relationships formed throughout time with liverworts, the earliest plants, and this is in general relevance here, but so they formed this relationship with liverworts, with the earliest plants, and ultimately fungi helped plants move away from being these marginal tiny little things on the water's edge into larger forests and entire ecosystems. The fungi provided essential minerals for the land, the plants. They allowed them to spread and, turn them green, changing the composition of the atmosphere. It allowed this creation, this evolution, this change, this beauty of, painting a painting, basically. But 360 million years ago, in the Davion era, there were no trees yet, okay? So the only animals living on land were invertebrates, but enormous fungi towered over the landscape. Prototaxites were mega fungi that could be up to 8 meters in height. For over 100 years after the first protaxites fossils discovery, scientists argued about whether they were fungi, trees, lichens, or plants. So the thing is with this, is with, certain types of fungi or, creatures or whatever who resonate with energy of fungi or, communication style or functionality of fungi. It is hard to tell the difference because they are able to move through the different like molding the body, like molding and melding, like being like, how hallucinogenic, it's like shaping and then it's like melting, so it's like reshaping and reforming into the next shape. So when that happened, mammals had one key advantage over cold-blooded reptiles than the planet's dominant life forms. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so the reptiles are quite susceptible to fungus diseases, but your typical mammal, which maintains a temperature in mid-30s or so, creates a thermal exclusionary zone for fungi. So certain areas, aren't as affected as, let's say, the cold-blooded animal, which would be the whole animal, basically, it would spread to. Those surviving mammals are the evolutionary ancestors of every mammal on the planet today. The warm-bloodedness of mammals, including ourselves, has evolved in part as a response to the pressure from fungus. Fungi are master decomposers that keep our forest alive. And I'm just going to note here, too, in the right conditions, you do have to be conscious and aware with, like, the weather conditions and the environments, like from being moist to dry a lot, back and forth, and having the right conditions where, fungi and spores can flourish more than what they normally are. So that's just something to be more aware of when it comes to like allergies or like being outside. Okay. Just wanted to add that here. But without fungi to aid in decomposition, all life in the forest would soon be buried under a mountain of dead plant matter. So it's important to have them. Fungi are the garbage disposal agents of the natural world. They break down dead organic matter, and by doing so, they release nutrients, and those nutrients are then made available for plants to carry on growing. Everybody is working beautifully together, coexisting, listening to each other, evolving. So it is how everything is reborn. The entire web of life is connected, and it's connected through fungi and through the interconnections, the inner workings of harmonious relationships. So fungi hyphae form mycelium that connects trees and plants in an underground fungal highway called funnily enough, and this isn't the actual name, but you can call it the wood wide web, transporting nutrients, sending danger signals, and etc. All sorts of signals, talking, communicating. They are letting each other know what's going on so they can help each other so that everything can survive and thrive. And it's not going to let one, die for no reason, because then that sets a chain reaction off that can, quickly go bad. But fungi paved the way for human civilization. Otzi, the 45,000-year-old man, could be, I'm pretty sure that's the O I wrote, who was found frozen in Trioline Alps, was carrying ornately strung fungi with him when he died. Some would speculate or would want to know if this is spiritual or medicinal or both, and we may never know. Yet we know fungi enhance our immune system and will also help against cancer, inflammations, antiviral, it's antibacterial. So fungi have a huge array of medicinal and spiritual properties, if you get to know them, if you get to connect to them. Thousands of years ago, humans brewed beer, and this is important, which goes into our next part of this, talking about the candida. Thousands of years ago, humans brewed beer not to party, but because of yeast, okay? A single-celled fungus that made potentially contaminated water safe to drink by killing the bacteria. So in those early gatherings of humans. You know, everybody pooped everywhere, so the danger of getting infected and sick was very high, especially high from the liquids that you drink. So that's why they did this. The context fermented drinks may have increased our ability to survive ourselves, yet it caused a whole chain of reaction throughout these years.